Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Fuserdamus and welcome back to my Let's Play of Baldur's Gate. In this episode we'll be doing the first half of Cloakwood. And I'm still having problems with this stupid story mode bug. For some reason it turns on seemingly at random. I can't figure out why. But I obviously don't want to cheat and use story mode. I mean, for one, it would be super boring videos, and if I really wanted to like make myself look really good, then I could get really good at like editing or something and edit out all my deaths. But for those of you who have watched my playthroughs in the past, you've seen me die and reload on camera. And for those of you that haven't, get ready because you're gonna see a couple deaths in this playthrough. I have a lot of respect for people who are interested in doing the no reload challenges like the Iron Man mode, but I am not one of those. For one, I don't think it would make particularly good videos unless I got really good at it, or if I only recorded my winning run. Really, the Iron Man challenges reward doing as little as possible to complete the game. Okay, almost a speed run. And although speedruns are cool, I think speedruns for the Baldur's Gate series are some of the least entertaining because it almost entirely relies on glitches, or I guess probably almost entirely on glitches to sequence break. I haven't seen any speedruns for the enhanced editions. I'm assuming that stuff has been patched out. Like the infinite potion thing I know has been patched out. That used to be abused in Baldur's Gate 1 speedruns. There also used to be a really interesting tactic that was super cheesy, that basically the idea is that you drink a potion to make you immune to magic, and then in the final fight against Sarevok, you walk back and forth on the skull traps that are on the I don't know what the symbol is, the ball symbol on the floor, and you can kill Sarevok just by walking around and triggering the traps on top of him. I don't know if that's still possible. I'm assuming that it's been patched out where the skull traps only trigger once, or who knows, maybe it's still there.
Yep. I'm gone.
It will be done.
I care not this way.
But if you're ever interested in watching those old Baldur's Gate speedruns, a guy by the name of Smilge, who sometimes appears on the Baldur's Gate Reddit, he is a very good speedrunner. That's Smilge. So I'd give him a look. He's on YouTube and I think Speed Demos Archives or whatever it's called.
I have no quarrel with those who respect my forest.
But don't look for that kind of stuff on my channel because I kind of like these more completionist, or not really completionist, but power game playthroughs. I want to show how to become powerful just by playing the game. And part of the motivation behind that is because the game is so difficult for newer players. I feel like this sort of content is valuable. So I reload here because that glitched out. I should have been able to finish this quest. These other two hunters over here should have aggroed, but they didn't for whatever reason. I don't know whether that was introduced in the enhanced edition or whether it was introduced in the original Baldur's Gate and then never patched out. But I do it again and it works out properly this time, which is good.
What you want? My
the radius for this bard song is so buggy and weird. I don't feel like they were far enough away for the bard song to stop affecting them. I don't know how weak my character's lungs are, but honestly, they should be able to hear me from that distance.
I am much more at ease in the forest.
Servant, yes, O omnipresent authority figure.
Not a problem. Never underestimate the power of nature's wrath.
You were startled out of sleep.
Yes? I stand ready, with ease.
My blade will cut you down to size.
I never thought about it until just now, but one of the biggest differences between Baldur's Gate 1 and 2 is the dream sequences. In this game, the dreams are basically just a wall of text that you can click straight through, much like the chapter transitions in Baldur's Gate 2 and in this game. But in Baldur's Gate 2, they're obviously either cutscene style or they're interactive, which honestly makes the story a whole lot stronger. Being able to firsthand experience what your character is dreaming rather than just reading about it.
I stand ready, with ease.
I've kind of considered or thought about why I always considered the story of the first game to be significantly weaker than the second. And I think for one, the writing is worse in this than Baldur's Gate 2. But for two, the fact that you can just skip straight through the story if you don't choose to pay attention to it, I think that negatively affected the impact of their writing.
What you want?
So here you see probably what's about to happen. I choose to take Corin rather than Imoen, and I have not looked back, to be honest. He is such a fantastic character, holy cow. I have never played with him before, and I've never even considered playing with him in the past. But he is so strong, what the hell? And he's a whole lot less irritating than Imoen is. He comes with a lot of wasted points and moves silently, which I guess depending on your playstyle, those are not wasted points. But for me, where I kind of just want to use him as an archer with thieving abilities just on the side, then they're super wasted. But the fact that he has 3 pips in longbows gives him, I think, a bonus to damage, and he gets to attack so often because he gets the extra half attack per round from weapon specialization, and he also gets the extra attacks per round from being a fighter. So I think he ends up getting, 3 attacks per round by the time Baldur's Gate 1 ends. And maybe not quite, but he for sure gets really close. And even if he only has 5 attacks every 2 rounds, that's still so much higher DPS than Imoen, especially since he hits so much more often with the 20 dex and the fighter Thaco. So, long story short, I'm singing the praises of Corrin. I'm very impressed with him. I think I'll be taking him in future playthroughs because I like his personality. It's not terribly intrusive, but I find him pretty entertaining. So it'd almost be nice to kind of bum rush this area and get him at a lower level, just so you can reallocate some of his thieving points, so there's not quite so many in his hide in shadows and move silently. It's kind of a shame that you can't carry some of these characters over into Baldur's Gate 2. It's nice that there's finally some extra content to do after Baldur's Gate 1. I know that, I mean, technically there's, what is that castle thing that you're supposed to do, and then there's all the content up in Olgoth's Beard for Tales of the Swords Coast, but I've never found either of those particularly intriguing, particularly the Olgoth's Beard quests. They're not that tough, and I don't know, maybe I haven't done all of it, but I've gone to like the island that the one guy sends you to, like the mage. I just wasn't terribly impressed with that content. Didn't find it particularly fun. Granted, I wasn't disappointed that I did the content, but I didn't think it was, I don't know. I didn't think it was that great. Depending on the level that we end, the main content of Baldur's Gate 1, I might consider doing that stuff. Otherwise, I might just, not do that stuff and go and farm some ankegs and get some more experience there, and then go straight to Siege of Dragonspear, because I kind of want to be at the Baldur's Gate 1 XP cap for all my characters by the time we go to Siege of Dragonspear. But even if we're not quite that high, if we have about 120,000 experience for everybody, then that'll be probably good enough. It's weird because I want to metagame and play as if I'm a solo character and try to play optimally, but at the same time I'm using this party, and it's a completely different play style playing with a party as it is playing solo. But anyway, I'm sure you noticed that I cut to a second video. I got up, I had to go do something, but anyway, I sat back down and played a little bit more, and I noticed that each of these video segments were only about 10 or 15 minutes long a piece, and I don't really want to be uploading just 10-minute snippets, unless you guys tell me that you'd like shorter videos, in which case I can do that kind of stuff. But unless I hear otherwise, I'm going to try to keep the videos around 25-30 minutes, just because that'll be less videos overall, which is not really good if you're trying to get a lot of views on your channel, but I don't care about that kind of stuff. And for me personally, I like consuming YouTube content in about 30-minute intervals. So I want to make content first and foremost that I would like to watch. The reason I started getting into YouTubing is that I wanted to watch other people play, kind of metagame, high caliber challenge runs for Baldur's Gate, and I only found like 2 videos or I guess 3 video series online. One by a guy that goes by Victor Vednak or something like that. You can see him. I'm still subscribed to him, I believe. There's another guy who did a playthrough of the trilogy, Baldur's Gate 1, 2, and Throne of Ball as a Ranger Cleric. I never, or maybe it was just 1 and 2. I don't quite remember whether I finished watching all of that or not, but he played as a cleric, and he's the one that I got the idea of recording in 60 FPS from. And then there's another guy who got rid of his videos, as far as I can tell. I can't for the life of me remember what his channel was called, but he had some really, really great videos of his, I think it was a Thief Mage multi-class, and that was very, very entertaining and very informative. He's the one who actually showed me how to do like the project image cheese and all that kind of stuff. If I ever find his channel again, then I will try to link it in the description of one of these, because honestly I really enjoyed his videos. The only downside is that his content was so much more quiet than the rest of YouTube that I would have to like max out my system's volume in order to even hear him. And then if I accidentally clicked over to another video or forgot that I had been watching his videos, then I would like blow my speakers almost. But anyway, Victor Vednak, or however you pronounce his name, he played as a fighter cleric, I think. And his content is with the enhanced edition, if I remember correctly. I'm almost positive it is. But the other guy, Hexaru, or however you pronounce his username, his stuff is with the old stuff, but it's with the Baldur's Gate plus the Baldur's Gate 2 mod, whatever that's called, that puts them together. And that was the first time I actually saw how overpowered dual wielding weapons in Baldur's Gate 1 is, because you were not originally able to do so in Baldur's Gate 1. You were not able to dual wield weapons, which was kind of, I mean, it's a nice change that they added that to Baldur's Gate 2, but you can tell that the game was not balanced for it when you play a character that dual wields. Particularly Rangers, where they get the extra attack per round. Or not the extra attack per round, I'm talking shit. The extra free proficiency slots in 2 weapon style. So I think a standard ranger, or any of the melee ranger kits, I guess Stalker would be included in that. I don't remember all the other ranger kits, but for sure Stalker and standard ranger would significantly benefit from that kind of stuff. Kind of losing my train of thought here. I apologize for that, but I think that signals the fact that I should end my commentary, so I hope you enjoy watching the remainder of this shitty-ass spider area of Cloakwood. This is quite possibly my least favorite area in any of the Baldur's Gate games. I think it's so fucking bad. I mean, at least you can disarm the traps, which is one thing. But the trap finding system is just so kind of obtuse, a little bit frustrating to use at times, because it only detects traps once per round. And I understand why. It's most likely a performance consideration for the original games, but second of all, it also makes sense from a pen and paper D&D standpoint, but in actuality, where you have to walk forward a few steps, wait for your character to detect traps, and then walk forward a few steps and repeat that process, it slows down the adventuring of the game so much that it's just kind of, not kind of, it is very frustrating. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will catch you in the next one.
Servant awaits.
I stand ready.
You've attacked.
I stand ready.
What now? Need your pantaloons pressed? By your command.
Yes?
This would be a good place for a henge.
I stand ready. Yes? Not a problem. Yes? What is your bidding? I stand ready. Yes? I stand ready.
Servant awaits. You've attacked.
Stand ready. Yes? I stand ready. It will be done.
Nature's servant awaits.
Not a problem. Yes? Yeah, it will be done. With ease. What is your bidding? I stand ready. It will be done. Yes?
Yes, O omnipresent authority figure.
I agree. I stand ready. It will be done. With ease. Yes, not a problem.
You have need of me?
Nature's servant awaits.
Yes?
Yes, O for the fallen!
I stand ready.
You've a task?
Yes? What is your bidding? Yes? It will be done.
Nature for the good.
I stand ready. It will be done.
Yes, O omnipresent authority figure.
Yes? With ease.
You've a task?
I stand ready. With ease.
Excuse me. Please let me speak before you attack.
Not a problem. With ease. Yes? Life is adventure or nothing. I stand ready. It will be done.
Oh, there, wanderer. Stay thy course a moment to indulge an old man.
With ease.
Let her cult guide your eye on your travels.
Hmm? It will be done. With ease.
Uh-huh.
It will be done.
Oh, typical. And I thought wild magic was unreliable.
My inn is open to all who behave
darkness
themselves.
I think much clearer with rest. Might we stop?
Yes? Not a problem.
It's been dreadful slow business lately.
I stand ready. It will be done.